The final video for tonight's show is a short film about the historic yogic flying competition that was held here at Meru during Guru Purnima last month. Yogic flying competitions have been making a reappearance in our world, on the world stage this year, largely thanks to the ever-blissful human embodiment of yogic flying, Dimitrios Karasis. For this summer's ELI conference hosted by Meru, Dimitrios and his team organised an international yogic flying competition, the first of its kind for many years. So in this short video we'll hear from our dear Prime Minister Dr. Bevan Morris and enjoy some of the highlights from the competition. So if video could please now play video 3.
Welcome to the 2016 International Yogic Flying Competition here in Holland. Thank you. It is an absolute joy to welcome you all to the demonstration of Maharishi's scientifically verified technology to raise all aspects of individual life to an ideal level and to create permanent peace for the whole world.
When Maharishi began to teach transcendental meditation, he immediately had as his objective the enlightenment of the individual, but also perpetual world peace. And he experienced that the peace of the inner silence being experienced by those practicing transcendental meditation was so strong, so powerful, that this is the only real basis for the creation of world peace. The basis of this is there in Maharishi Patanjali Yoga Sutra, TAT SANNIDHAU VAIRATYAGAH. In the vicinity of coherence, hostile tendencies are eliminated. So says Maharishi Patanjali. When Maharishi teaches the TM City program, the very first thing he says, "It is my joy to make difficult things simple." So this he did, and he brought out in 1976 and 1977 the practice of the TM cities, different kinds of city sutras, culminating in the one which he found to be the most powerful of all, the Yogic Flying Sutra. And this sutra is predicted in Maharishi Patanjali as providing a means to create high coherence in the individual life, the experience of yoga, the state of perfect coherence in the mind and body. So in this way, Maharishi had found a great shortcut to the creation of perpetual peace for the human race. He predicted that actually the square root of 1% of the population would be enough to create the Maharishi effect when people practice the yogic flying technique together in a group at the same time. Having made this prediction, Maharishi set out to test that. First on the level of states or provinces in the Ideal Society campaign, and found scientifically complete change in the quality of life in that province while the practice was going on collectively. And then he tried in trouble spots around the world in the World Peace Project, sending groups to Zimbabwe and Zambia and Nicaragua and Israel and Iran. And once again the prediction was fulfilled scientifically that this small number of people, even just in their hotel room, quietly practicing together, would be enough to reduce the level of violence, the level of death and injury, the level of war in that situation. But Maharishi didn't want to stop there. He wanted to see what would happen if we had the square root of 1% of the world's population. The scientists had publicly lodged predictions of what would happen, and that included a reduction of war and terrorism and an improvement in the economy of the world, registered in the stock markets, but also improvement in friendship between nations, particularly between the US and the Soviet Union. And all of these predictions were fulfilled. But it's not just that. We could go on, and you could look in the book of Dr. Craig Pearson, the complete book of yogic flying. He has all the instances of the use of yogic flying by Maharishi to bring about an end to war. So all that is necessary is to use this technology, this yogic technology of yogic flying, and bring an end to all the suffering that comes from conflict, which includes not only death and injury, but poverty also comes from war. And the result will be a complete transformation in world consciousness, and there will be no more war in this world. And there will be unity in diversity in the family of nations, and the whole human race will live generation after generation, enjoying prosperity, enjoying fulfillment of life. And the whole dark misery of the last thousands of years will be a complete, just a distant memory for the human race, thanks to group yogic flying introduced by Maharishi.
So that was a wonderful